Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. The topic for today's discussion is Hershey-Chase experiment. Here we will prove that DNA is the genetic material. This includes 3 steps: infection, blending and centrifugation. Hershey and Chase conducted a series of 3 experiments in which protein and DNA of bacteriophages were labeled with radioactive isotopes. When allowed to infect bacteria, the bacteriophage protein remained attached to the cell membrane of the phage while the phage DNA entered the bacteria. This showed that DNA represented the genetic material found in living organisms. Hershey and Chase worked with bacteriophages, viruses that infect bacteria. The bacteriophage protein and DNA were labeled with radioactive isotopes and were then allowed to infect bacteria. Here T2 phages were used. Those were used to infect the bacterial cells. Now you see the phage. This is a very simple diagram containing the phage DNA, protein coat and all those. Hershey and Chase labeled bacteriophage DNA with radioactive phosphorus, as I was just telling you. When the phage was allowed to infect the bacteria, the DNA entered the bacterial cell, showing that DNA represented the genetic material responsible for the inheritance of traits. Now pay attention to the diagrams that are coming. First is incubation. This conical flask contains medium containing phosphorus. That is radioactive phosphorus. Then the T2 phages are incubated with this T2 phage with radioactively tagged DNA. Next you see medium containing radioactive sulfur and T2 phage with radioactively tagged protein. Fine. Now you carefully observe this picture. What do you see? This is the most important part you will have to understand, right? The labeled DNA came to the next generation cells, that is, DNA was inherited, while the labeled protein did not come to the next generation cells. That means what? The labeled proteins were not inherited. Now the question is, why is Hershey and Chase experiment so very important? Hershey and Chase experiments were important because they definitively demonstrated that DNA represented the genetic material found in genes. This paved way for future studies into cell biology and genetics, including the whole genome projects and the linkage of genes with specific traits or conditions. So this is how we come to the end of our lecture. I hope you have enjoyed learning this experiment. In case you have any confusion or any doubts anywhere, please feel free to get back to me in the comment section. I will try my level best to clear your doubts. Till then, thank you so much. Stay tuned for new upcoming videos. Bye-bye.